Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox behind the camera. You have seen my ugly mug enough. In today's video, I'm going to tell you why, if you live in the Ozarks, you do not want to buy a shed from Lowe's or Home Depot. Lowe's and Home Depot, evidently, this is what I was told by the guy who came out here and built this, and I'm going to tell you my tale of woe. Lowe's and Home Depot use the same company. It's the same main company out of Kansas City, and then they have two sub companies. It's just a name game, a different one for Lowe's and a different one for Home Depot, but it's the same company. And so I ordered this 12 by 20 shed. My wife said, let's go ahead and have somebody else build it. It will save you time and aggravation, and yet it'll cost a little more. And so they said they were going to build it Thursday. I went into why I needed it built at least by Thursday on Patreon. But on Thursday, the guy showed up. He told me, hey, my help didn't show up to work today. As it turned out, his help had been arrested the night before for DUI, and he did not hire new help. And he said, no worries, I can do it myself. And I'm thinking, uh-huh. He said, all I need help with is standing up the walls. And I said, well, I can do that for you. So he showed up. He didn't have a generator. I had paid Lowe's $65 extra so they would bring a generator because I am off-grid. And he said, oops, don't have one. The company didn't tell me I needed one. I can go back to my house and look for one, but mine doesn't work and I live over an hour away. Fine, use my generator that I was trying to take the hours and not put hours on it. So he uses my generator. I call it, oh, and then he starts unpacking his pallet because what he does is drive to Kansas City, and the factory up there puts the cabin, a lot of pieces pre-cut onto a trailer for him, and he comes down here. Well, he was missing pieces. And so not only did he not have help, not only did he not have a generator, he also did not have all his pieces, and so he had to go to Lowe's and buy them on his own. Because he didn't have a helper and he was walking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, he got tuckered out, and he only got the base done on that first day. And so then it's gonna rain. He said no worries, he'll be back maybe Monday, but probably Tuesday, and he was gonna leave his stuff laying all over out here. And I said, hey, that's not supposed to get wet, and it's going to pour for the next 3 days. He goes, oh, it's okay if it gets a little wet. And so what I told him was, well, I'm going to hate to see you have to rip up the work you've done and take all these other parts back if I've got swollen with rainwater OSB when you come back on Tuesday. So then he went back to Lowe's and came back again. That's over an hour drive. And he had plastic, and I helped him pick everything up from the ground and put it on the deck, and everything from the trailer and put it on the deck, and he covered it with plastic. So then he shows up on Tuesday by himself, and he did this stuff, but I had asked him some questions. And one of the questions was, when he put these 4x4s together underneath, aren't you gonna attach the 4x4s together? Nah, we don't need to do that. How sturdy does that look to you? Do you see how this is all the way over here on the side and there's nothing holding them together? And then look at this one. Can you see that one? Holy shnikes! So guess what I gotta do? Oh, and then look at that one. Do you see the gap? There's nothing in there taking up the gap. So now I've got to crawl in here after I paid $5,400 for this shed initially, and I gotta do this guy's job. And you can already see where that 4x4 is slipping. See how it's sliding off at a different angle? Not only is it coming apart, but the one on the left is slipping to the left. So I got to do that. So then he starts building these walls, and I'm looking in from the side, and I see that. What is that, you may say? Looks like a wall to me. Yeah, except you know what that looks like to me? 24-inch centers. Guess what? I paid extra a few $100s for 16-inch centers. So I called Lowe's back, and I was an unhappy camper, and I told them I was about ready to have them come tear this whole thing down, and I was going to pay somebody else to build me a shed. And long story short, they refunded me $2,000. So I paid $3,400 for this 12 by 20 shed that I have to do some more underwork on before I really do anything to it. And then I'm going to put a people door here, windows in here, opening windows there, and on the other side I'm going to paint this whole shed the color of my house. Then I'm going to insulate it after I get the windows in and finish the walls, probably with OSB. Then I'm probably going to paint white. Right now I just hung my Viking stuff up in here because, you know, it's not like I can keep it in the living room. And so this is going to be the work shed. I'll probably put a workbench right in there, windows, people door. It's hot in here. And let's see here. Oof. A ramp here so I can roll stuff up. People door here. I'm going to put a people door on the other side. Then I'm probably going to go back through it and reinforce it. I'm going to sink posts in the ground that I then connect to the frame to make it more rigid. And then finally, which this won't happen till next year, this final part, but I think I'm going to put a porch roof out here and a deck porch right here. So this can double as a house if it ever has to. So yeah, if you are in the Ozarks, because I believe they serve everybody in the Ozarks, do not buy your shed, no matter how good of an idea it may seem to you, from Lowe's or Home Depot until they change company that they're using out of Kansas City. It's like Heartland Homes or something. I don't know. I don't remember what the name of it is. I'll have to look that up. But I'm unhappy. I'm an unhappy camper, even with the $2,000 rebate back to me. So there's my tale of woe. Having said that, with just a little bit of work, I'm going to have a pretty sweet place. And details of it will continue to go up on Patreon. All right, mildly irritated Pastor Joe signing off.